It is the laziest effing writing on the face of the planet to actually have Roman go, I am never teaming with you again because that's where we're going. What if Cody Roman is the way you are going? Then he should have been pissed at Punk and up in Punk's face to make people go, Roman.
Yeah.
But no, we went chalk. We went easy. We wrote it in crayon. Guess what?
In a world where two retired vets decided their phone conversations about WWE and storylines would make a good podcast, only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson.
Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host as always, Sean. I got the sniffles, so I apologize if I sound nasally green. And with me as always, from the frozen tundra of Florida, Matt freaking Jackson. Matt, how the hell are you?
Cold. It's real feels like 45, but it's damp. So yeah, it's well, they call the Panhandle, they call it LA, and that stands for Lower Alabama. So there we go. We're getting full chilly.
All right.
Tomorrow's
Roll Tide.
I'm glad we're not. No, I gotta pick an SEC football team and not from Florida. So I don't know. Maybe LSU, maybe Ole Miss. I don't know, somebody. But yeah, I'm not gonna root for a Florida team.
Ole Miss is in a bad place right now.
I know.
They're not happy campers in Ole Miss.
No.
So,
no. But you know who's in a good place?
God help everybody.
My Patriots are in a good place. And like we talked,
I know.
I understand we have a very weak schedule. So I'm not one of those Patriot fans that's going to be like slobbering all over Drake May and Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. Like, we got a weak schedule because we sucked for a couple of years. But, you know, we're unbeaten on the road. We're in a good position. So, I mean, this year's been a success. So I'm happy with it. But like Aikman said last night on Monday Night Football, Buffalo gets in the playoffs. Still fair game. Don't count out the Bills.
You know what's so 2 things on that. 2 things. One is I don't think you want to see Buffalo in the playoffs because this is a misnomer that's out there. I know, folks, we're a wrestling podcast. We'll get there. You
Why
gotta
aren't they
let Matt
talking
not go a
wrestling?
little bit here. Yeah.
We're warming up,
right?
folks.
Screwing up the whole intro. There was a PLE. What are we doing? No. So one thing that people don't seem to realize because they just look at Buffalo losing to the Chiefs all the time and losing in the playoffs. They're like, oh, Josh Allen chokes in the playoffs. It's like, bro, he is not the reason they lose in the playoffs. If you look at his playoff stats, they're off the charts. Like, he goes to a whole nother level in the playoffs. It's not like, you know, what you see in the regular season with him. Like, playoffs happen, and like playoff Josh Allen is an amazing human being. But you and I were talking before the show.
Stuck playing against playoff, you know, Mahomes and playoff this guy and, you know, everybody.
It's the defense. It's other people letting them down. It's just, it is what it is. And what's funny is, and it was after the conversation we were having, because like their Patriots fans are feeling themselves right now, you know, so they're talking tons of crap about Josh Allen and the Bills. And I'm like, you could talk a lot of trash about the Bills, but you know what you really can't talk about is that they had a perfect game against New England. For those of you that don't know, I'm excited about it because it's the first playoff game I got to go to, like since being an adult in the 90s, I got to go to playoff games. But that game was the first one. It was at the tail end of COVID. It was awesome. It was like 0 at kickoff. So it was crazy, like crazy game. But like after you and I were talking, it just popped in my head. Like, you're going to throw shade on Josh Allen. He had a perfect game against you. He only missed 3 passes in that entire game. And they scored a touchdown on every drive except for the last one because they knelt.
It didn't matter.
Like, you know, like, how can you sit there and be like, he's a bum? Like, did you see his stat line against you? Like, Anyways, let's get off of
I
that.
know.
It was a PLE week.
Yes.
Big Four. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And then, but
Then-
we got to start with SmackDown first. So, Matt, I'm going to forewarn you right now. There's going to be a little bit of ranting and raving in here. Not as bad as the IWC has been the last couple of days, especially since Survivor Series.
Oh, they're having
But
coronaries
we're going to talk
online
some
right now.
stuff. Whoo, Nelly.
If they're not
It
mad
was
about
something,
Survivor
you know.
Series, now they're mad about Raw, and yeah.
Triple H said it was going to be epic. It's like, we didn't feel it was epic. It's like, we were joking. We were even joking with Mikey from the Biconics podcast. So like, what do you want him to say? Like, my joke was like, we're WWE. We're striving for mediocrity. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want
And I was
them
saying,
to
like,
say?
yeah, tune into Raw because we should be somewhere between good and very good. Like, we want to set reasonable expectations. Like, dude, he's the hype guy. He's a he's a content officer. Like, his job is to hype the product. So,
Right.
and I'm not jumping ahead to Raw, but Raw was a pretty damn good show. I wouldn't say it was
Raw
epic,
was a good show.
but I felt like I got my 2 hours and 20 plus minutes worth last night. For the most
It
part.
depends on like people's definitions. I think we have this whole misnomer of what epic actually means, but we'll get into it. But let's first talk about SmackDown because I kind of want to blow through SmackDown this week. But there is stuff that we have to talk about because there's some relevancy to Monday Night Raw. So we can't totally blow through SmackDown because SmackDown kicked off with Jey Uso and Rusev in a match, in the Last Time Is Now tournament. And Jay went over and okay, whatevs. This sparked so much debate between you and I. Like I was pissed.
The only thing it did is it gave Jay an opportunity for him and LA Knight to kind of close the chapter on their little tete-a-tete they've had over the last month or two, which I don't know. We'll see if that's done after Monday.
And let me be clear. I mean, SmackDown wasn't very shocking because it was recorded. So I'm going to tell you right now, I credit them for recording it. That's a little bit of, it's the holidays. Our people got to travel to San Diego. No, it was good stuff. Like it was the right thing to do. And I will jump up and down and give Triple H credit. He really does try to take care of talent. Yep. So like in that manner, you know what I mean? Like you and I as military folks, we know that work-life balance can be very skewed. So it's like, you got to be really careful with it. So, but
when you, even if you're making a ton of money, if you're traveling all the time, you're still on the road. Hey, first of all, condolences to CM Punk and AJ Lee. They lost Larry. Larry passed away over the weekend. Their beloved
really?
dog.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah, I saw it today. So, yeah, but they were both home. So I want to say that's probably the reason why Punk was not on Raw last night. I have a feeling, unless they were writing him off saying he got hurt in the War Games match.
They said he got hurt.
Yeah, but he was standing fine. I think it was because his dog died.
And that's fine.
That's fine,
family, dude.
It is, man.
Fur babies.
I lost a dog last year and I was devastated. So condolences to the Punk, Lee, Brooks, whatever it says on their mailbox, but condolences to the family for the loss of Larry.
Maybe it says all of the above.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought process. Anyways, let's get back into SmackDown. So Chelsea Green finally celebrates her US title, which, bro, Chelsea's just phenomenal. Like a little goes a long way, but she talked crap to the wrong person, Jade Cargill, and Jade showed her who's alpha, and she got the snot slapped out of her, so to speak. So I don't know what else to say. Like Jade did the right thing. Chelsea's awesome, and yeah,
it was a cute little segment. You knew it was going to happen because Chelsea's mouth gets her in trouble, but it's fun to watch.
But that's why she's awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely. So then we get LA Knight defeating The Miz. So we spoiled this one on our last pod, but it was to feed the bigger story here and trying to really kind of crack the code on the Last Time Is Now tournament because I'm not gonna deep dive on it because we can expand on it on Raw, but like LA Knight goes over. LA Knight's actually looked really good in this tournament, with
Mhm.
one exception, and we'll talk about it. And I don't think that exception was his fault. He did
Not at
have a
all.
botch on Monday, but I don't think he had a lot to work with the other day. Oh, but I'm sorry. I think that was by design as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about
You
that
know,
too. I'm gonna wait till we talk about Raw before I talk about Jey Uso. But yeah,
yeah,
the match
like
was good. The Miz looked great in that match. Like LA Knight gave
yes,
him a
he
lot of
did.
stuff. Miz was hitting all his big stuff. He looked fluid. It was I wrote my notes I put it was just a sound like classic old school wrestling match. There was nothing really crazy about it. It was just, hold for hold. I liked it. The skull crushing finale that Miz did really good, and then Knight hitting the BFT basically from out of nowhere was a nice touch. So the match was laid out really good. It was probably the best. It was the best match of that show.
Yes, it was for sure. And then we get the War Games advantage match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka, and in that match, Charlotte goes over, and
Yeah, it was
so
again. That was a good match. They worked stiff, but there was a lot of fluidity by both wrestlers in their moves. So they really. I don't think Charlotte and Asuka can have a bad match. So, and that's why I put it. It was just classic Charlotte Asuka stuff. They just work well together. And Flair going over was good because I'm glad that we had it where you had a face team had the advantage and a heel team, and it kind of made sense for the faces here to get the advantage because you don't see that a lot in war games. The old NWA WCW game, the heels always won the stupid coin toss. I'd like to see that coin. I think that coin is suspect. Because how do you win the same? How do you win the coin toss like 12 years in a row? Like I wouldn't
just
be
that damn
wrestling.
good.
I'd be packing my bags and flying my ass to Vegas and continue my hot streak. But anyway, it was good.
Like
It was a good
Vegas
match.
vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
Vegas vacation where he's like down to like pick a hand.
Let's go out. It only took 12 minutes to get a movie reference in. Outstanding.
Many more to come. We'll be fine.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
So, but yeah. So after that, we get the traditional elimination or Survivor Series match between MFT, Solo Sokoa, and Team International. Sami Zayn and folks, and it was good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fault it. It was a good, fun match. I don't have a problem with Solo going over. Once it went down to 3-1, I was like, all right, this is one of those times I won't crap on Sammy for getting his ass whooped.
Well, what did I
So,
text you? It was 3-on-1. I'm like, if Sammy wins, I'm gonna riot. Like, I would, yeah. I mean, he
there
made
was
it.
no way. Like, he can
No,
go Super Sammy. Not in
no.
that situation.
Yeah, and then
But Solo got a nice little surprise at the end because the Wyatts came out and said, hello. And
yeah,
you got to, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity there, especially with the chamber. Or I keep on saying chamber just because I'm thinking enclosures here, but like especially with Survivor Series, like there was a missed opportunity there. I honestly think you. We'll get into it because you and I were talking about this pre-show that there was room for a additional match on the
yes,
PLE for Survivor Series where
100%.
you wouldn't have extended it too long. And honestly, you could have went traditional form. You could have taken that traditional format match and put them in the PLE, or
Yeah,
you could have had MFTs run it back with the Wyatts, which also would have worked for me. In a traditional match, I don't need the full-blown war games, but we could
right.
have went traditional Survivor
Sure,
Series, which would have been
that would have
a
been
nice
fun.
mix of the old and the new and
New,
all this stuff.
100%. My problem is you have a 3+ hour
But if
show
there's
and you only got 4 matches. And I get it, the War Games matches, with intros and post-match stuff. The match times were like 40 minutes, but with all the intros, it came out to like an hour. But how about all the other stuff in between the matches? Like, cut all that crap out. I mean, I remember when PLEs had 8, 9, 10 matches, even more back in the old days, but a lot more like 3, 4 minute scrub matches. But can we at least get more for what people are spending to go to the show? Like,
Well,
give them more than 4 matches, just like Raw last night. 2.5 hour show or just shy, only 4 matches. Come on. Did we need the Judgment Day to go on and on forever? No. But I would rather see more in-ring stuff. Tone down a lot of the backstage and the
there's
promos. Some go too long.
there's a time and a place for both, though, right? Like, you're gonna get these ebb and flows with these shows where we have to do setup, and unfortunately, because of their current pacing and format for their shows, you have to almost set up right out of the gate. So you're going to have a promo heavy show. Because I mean, if you stop and think about it, like going to Raw, right? You're going to have the victors come out and spike the football. Like, look at me. We did so great. We're awesome. Whatever. Right. And
Yeah,
then
but
you're going to
doesn't
start
need to
having
go on
other.
for 20, 30 minutes before you get your first match.
No,
If you don't have your first match kicking off in the first 10 or 15 minutes, you got a problem. It's a wrestling show. If you're going to do promos, do 10 minutes,
done
go
it
to a
a
match.
number of times, though. We've had
do it all
Punk drone on for like a half hour in the beginning. So,
I
like,
know.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
They need to stop it. It's a wrestling show. This isn't Phil Donahue, for crying out loud. It's not Phil Donahue. It's not Sally Jesse or Morton Downey. Or boy, I'm really dating myself. But anyway,
ain't no damn person out there that isn't our age that knows those references. I just want you to know that, old man. Like, not a damn person gets those references.
Well, I don't even know who has a talk show nowadays because everybody has podcasts. So I don't even know if people have talk show.
All the cool kids like us. And we got a podcast. We're pretty cool.
We do too. Yeah, we're all grown now. And I'm not going to mention The View. So anyway, on to Survivor Series.
Jeez. Ugh. Anyways, I get your point on what you're saying, but there is times and places for all this stuff. So,
yes,
here's an overall thought for Survivor Series. Like, I want to give generalities first before the general sentiment was a lot of people thought it was crap, and a lot of that centered around the ending of the final match. So when we get there, we'll talk about it. I don't think it was crap. I think that you could have had a little more substance, but there was a lot of bitching. Like, I get it. People just are out there to bitch, right? Yeah. Like, it's kind of annoying at times. Like, this was my personal favorite. Oh my God, there's commercials. Okay. What else were you going to watch? A recap of the same match setup, the same promo videos that we've seen 1,000 times leading into this, like all the stuff they showed you on the pre-show. I get it. Nobody wants to sit through commercials. At least they're courteous enough to give you a timer on these streams.
Sure.
To tell you how long you got.
ESPN, they got to pay their light bill and pay for all this stuff. So that's what sponsors are for. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like a Saturday night main event on NBC where it's like a commercial every 5 minutes. They spaced them out. None of the matches were interfered. We didn't miss anything. Like they weren't going to big.
You didn't miss intros. You didn't miss matches.
Hell, Smackdown went commercial free the last 30 minutes. The 5-on-5 main event was commercial free. We've been squawking about that since before this podcast started.
Because it's a missed opportunity. That's one of the big things. Like, there are days where I just sit here and daydream, like, if I could just get a 5-minute conversation with Triple H, to be like, or just the leadership at WWE, and like, you guys are missing the boat. Like, the answer for a commercial-free main event at all your shows, NXT notwithstanding, right? Not to minimize them, it's just we're talking Raw and SmackDown and PLEs. Well, PLEs don't even really count because they don't cut the commercial in the middle of the match. It's just between, like when you're lowering and lifting the War Games cage, So, but the bigger point is that those same commercials, I mean, wouldn't it just be just as productive to go, hey, this main event, is sponsored by Angry Orchard. Angry Orchard is sponsoring the main event so we can be commercial free. Just remember to sip your apple cider and have some Angry Orchard or whomever, right? Like,
Well, here's another
Chico's
thing.
bail bonds. I don't know.
If you don't like the commercials, use this as an opportunity. Go take a leak. Go get something to drink or something to eat. You get 3 minutes. Or if you're, if you smoke, go pop outside and have a 3-minute smoke during the commercial break. You come back in, you haven't missed anything. You don't have to hit the pause button.
And the
You're not
best part
falling
is
behind.
like I said, there's a timer. I love the timer. It is the only good thing about commercials on streaming services.
I think it was Monty Python that said, always look on the bright side of life. Diddy, 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 diddy.
Life of Brian.
Yep. Always look on the brighter side of life. There we go.
Hey, cool. Let's get into Survivor Series before we turn this into a classic movie podcast. All right,
or
so
song
we kick
and dance
off.
routine.
We get I'm too old to dance. The popping, the whole phrase "popping and locking" actually applies to my bones and my hips. So
yeah, my joints, and my
my neck.
What was it?
My back?
Don't get us singing again.
Nope. So, anyways, Survivor Series kicks off. We get the ladies' War Games match, which, okay, so because of the ergonomics of a baseball stadium, instead of everybody coming out and get crammed into a box, which has its own drama, right? Like we saw it last year in the men's match where Roman's like holding back Punk and blah blah blah. Like that was all cool. But it was kind of it was like a happy hybrid of like Royal Rumble and War Games where you were like, we know who's in it, but who's coming out next kind of deal. Some of them were predictable, but the women's War Games match was fun. It was okay. It wasn't bad. God, I have such a hard time with this PLE because I enjoyed it. It just it
didn't have that.
I don't want to
extra
say
oomph
good,
you
but
wanted.
not great. Yeah, it was just, but it wasn't bad, and it wasn't just meh. It was just it was good, but it wasn't like jump out of your. Even EO's trash can spot, which now I understand is like a staple, right? Like that's if EO's in a War Games match, she's going to do a trash can spot, which is fine, but it was safe-ish. I think the best thing that came out of this, you and I were talking and you were saying like, oh, hey, Becky didn't, what before this, we were talking about, we wanted Becky to go war page or on a warpath, right? Just, burnt earth. And instead we got cowardly Becky, which actually served as good of a purpose. And then when I think it was when AJ Lee was out there, I was like, this is ending in AJ Lee and Becky, and AJ is going to go over. Like I knew right away, like it just popped into my head, and it was like, this is how they're going to go, and which is fine. Like she actually got into that submission like clean.
Yeah.
It was
impressive. No, it was well done.
And there was a lot of other good stuff in there too, but Becky's role in the whole War Games match was storytelling. Like, she really wasn't bought in. She was kind of out of there for her own personal obligation. Not that she committed to the other ladies in the match, but she committed to, I have to be here because AJ Lee's here, so I can't have AJ Lee upstage me kind of deal. So it just furthers that story along. The Asuka accidentally missing Lash Legend. It was like, okay, cool. It was a good way to get out of everything. So,
I like the order that they came in. I thought it was cool. Charlotte and Asuka came out first. I thought so. I mean, it was laid out well.
You got some good stuff out of the two of them.
It just took forever. Like Charlotte and Asuka, the first 5 minutes was good. Once everybody else started piling in, it's like the match ground down. It was almost as slow as traffic in New York City in rush hour at times. It really slowed down.
I hate to say
and
it,
I get
it's
it because they're waiting for.
It's a style thing.
Yeah.
But it's a style thing too, right? Like you have Becky and Asuka, they have a very robust move set and they work well together. They have in the past. So they can entertain you for a while. The problem is that Lash Legend's power, Nia Jax's power, So
Yeah.
it's more, and not to be a fashion critic, I understand there was meaning behind her outfit, but those were not flattering colors on her. Anyways,
No.
moving on.
So Rhea Ripley dressed up as that clown. What's that movie there with the clown? They've done like 3 movies
Couldn't
with the
tell you.
evil clown. He's not a horror guy, but they're doing a 4th installment.
It
And
wasn't
rumor
it.
is Rhea Rip. No, it's not it. It's like a really it's like
They
a gore
mentioned it.
movie. Yeah, well,
I'm
Rhea's
not a
gonna
horror
be in the
flick guy.
rumored to be in. She's gonna be in the 4th movie. That's the rumor. So that's why she had that get up on Saturday night, because she's gonna be filming a movie.
Yep.
So good for Rhea.
You know, but like I said, there was spots in this that was great. I get your point about this thing. I just think it's a stylistic thing. So it was just what it was. And it wasn't bad,
Actually,
and the right people came out top.
Alexa was great in that match. She came in and she was just like kicking butt and throwing kicks. She looked great. So yeah, I mean, it's just like it dragged. It didn't get the high grade that I would normally give it. I gave it like a B- because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, and it was kind of good. So, I mean, it passed, but it didn't really stoke my enthusiasm for the show.
It was
We'll
the
just put it
turkey
that.
sandwiches. There was the turkey
I
sandwich
even have
after
turkey for
Thanksgiving.
I had ham, and then, so no tryptophan and ham. So I was good, man. I was wide awake, alert. So it just didn't rock my boat, man. It was all right, but it didn't.
Yeah, I got on Friday, I got wasn't the tryptophan, I got the crud, and it kind of carried through the whole weekend. I'm still fighting it off because all the weather
Nice.
changes. So I was
Yeah.
Saturday I was good. I was able to do everything I wanted to. It was just Friday I was down and out. So no food comas for this guy. I was just down and out.
There you go.
But all right. So after that, we get John Cena and Dominic Mysterio in probably one of the most over effing booked matches I've ever. And I came out of this, you and I were talking about this, and I thought it's something that stuck out to me, right? Judgment Day comes out in force to try to put Dom over, right? The ladies come out, Finn and JD come out, eventually Liv Morgan comes out, which is really the story of all that, right? Ooh, Liv Morgan came out. And I brought this up to you, and I was like, why aren't people coming out and backing up Cena?
Especially when Rey Mysterio was on the
just
pre-show.
to chase him off.
Yeah, Rey was out there hyping the crowd like 15 minutes before the show went live. John was just there to get killed by himself.
Yeah, I don't fully get it.
Oh.
You're gonna let all this he's not. It's his second to last event. It's his last PLE. If that was the Undertaker and somebody tried to do that crap, half the locker room would be out there shooing people away. So that's why I'm I get it. It's John Cena. He's supposed to be able to handle it all himself, and that's fine. But why aren't you?
Yeah, but now you had a cool moment between Liv and John, and Roxanne got to give Cena pop rocks, and Finn and JD got one last time to get in the ring with Cena. So I get it.
But you could have still gotten all that in, but you could have had a situation where just somebody finally had enough and they chased them off. It didn't have to be this big solidarity thing.
I agree.
You could have, and then the process of chasing them off, that's when he gets distracted and Dom gets the win, if that's the way you're going to go. And they did go. So that, and then Liv Morgan with the callback to the John Cena heel turn was a nice touch, because it brought up something that I've noticed. We've talked about it on a previous pod, and I cannot for the life of me remember the other example I gave a little while ago. But it was right around the time when Logan Paul got busted with handwriting on his hand during a promo, and you're like, dude, he only did 10 seconds of talking. And I was and I made a joke that it somebody didn't watch the John Cena Rock Rivals. And then it occurred to me that there was something else that happened in that same show, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was. But there was something else that happened in that show that was also a quasi callback to that. And we've been seeing it now for like his last few appearances now. And even with this tournament, we're getting little homages to him, right? Like
Yeah.
we are getting, you know, even in passing, even heels just doing the, you don't see me thing. So like, I really hope they're Easter eggs, and I hope that we get like a callback after this, because the fact that Liv did that, and I was like, it's starting to feel like it's a planned thing. Like we're gonna get the recap episode of the John Cena like last year in WWE, and they're gonna be like, let's list all the shit that we hinted at. In this video, you'll see Logan Paul has writing on his hands. This refers to the I don't have a thing on my wrist kind of promo. And you know what I mean? Like, I do think that there's some nuggets intentionally interlaced in there outside of wrestlers just doing his little gestures and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Liv doing that kind of sold it for me. I really think they did it on purpose.
Well, and then you got Unreal Season 2. No, and
All right, we're back live with Matt. Matt took a hiatus. His internet had to go to the bathroom and come back. So
it may not be done yet. Who knows? This internet might just do a single wipe and have to sit back down. Who knows? But that's about as deep as I'll get into that. I don't want to offend anybody.
So,
but
right,
really,
let's
I
get
think
back into it. So we're still
so
talking
I think
John Cena and
yeah.
Dom.
Dom winning the tournament now kind of changes how the tournament should end up, because now he doesn't have the title like we've talked before. So, and we'll get into that when we talk about Raw. But as soon as Dom went over, I'm like, yep, this kind of changes like my outlook of the tournament, because now certain people that weren't going to win can win now. But like I said, we know who our final two are. We'll get to that. But it was fun. It was a good match. Again, a lot of interference, but I think John wants to work with as many people as he can and have fun, whatever. But ain't the worst thing they've done. So it was fun. But even Dom was off. Like the match when he lost to Cena in Boston, Dom looked great in that match. Neither one of them looked really. It wasn't their best match, either one of them. But it was fun. They were definitely playing it safe because they don't want Cena to get hurt.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is what it is. We knew. I said this a million times. Like this last stretch of his farewell tour has been a nostalgia fest. It's matches are going to get overbooked. Everything's going to go sideways. It's fine. It is what it is. They put Dom over. Credit to Dom. He seized it in the post show. He seized it on Raw. He really did kind of, he's like, he came out and he's like, I did it all myself. And everybody's like, really, dude? You have the balls to say that?
Yep.
And
but it still made it funny because
know?
it's Dom. Yeah, I get it. Dom can get away with saying that stuff.
I know.
Yeah, because the referee.
It's just
if the referee
funny.
didn't see it, he won. If the referee didn't see it, he won clean. That's how he sees it. If I can get away with it, I won clean. But
I know, and it's his whole character, so I'm fine with it. But it's just,
me too.
It's so freaking hilarious. Like I beat the greatest of all time, which means I'm the greatest of all time. Like, yeah, slow down, Spanky. It's just like I'm not gonna lie, and I know it's the character, but every time he says I am the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever, I'm like, that one is a little hard to bite off. You know what I mean? Like if you look at like the hit, I mean, because we've talked about it before, like IC was the stepping stone, right? Like that was you went from IC, and that meant you were the next guy in the shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so like to be like, I'm the greatest IC of all time. I'm like, I think you need to look at the roster of who's held that belt, big guy. Like
there's about 15 to 20 guys that might want to debate that. Yeah. But it works well with his character. It was fun. And I tell you, isn't it fun like seeing Dom and Liv together? They just work so well together. So I'm glad they didn't break them up. They teased it, and actually my mom was watching with me. And then when Liv smacked Dom, she's like, she didn't even touch him. I'm thinking like, yeah, you're right. So either it's an accident or she's not really turning on Dom, which she didn't turn on Dom. But it was well played. Yeah. It was entertaining. Yeah. So, Cena gets the loss, and Cena should lose December 13th. He should lose his final match.
Maybe. Depends on who
Should.
he's up against.
We'll talk about that a little later on here.
But all right, the third match of 4. Matt's favorite wrestler, the one, the only. I don't know how to change my damn music to fit my heel persona. At least I dressed in dark colors, but I was still wearing hoochie shorts. Nikki Bella,
Yeah, but she
against
wasn't wearing
the
that
champion, Stephanie Vickier.
Hey, you better stop telling people that she's my favorite wrestler, because the tens and tens of fans that we have are going to think that I really like Nick.
I'm speaking it into existence. Like, next thing you know, people are going to be
we're not even at 100. We're maybe hundreds.
Bella merch.
Yeah, we're not even at hundreds, much less millions, like The Rock would say. So our tens are hundreds of fans. Like, oh, Matt likes Nikki Bella. Yeah, that's what we get comments on. Like, oh, Matt and Nikki. Matt's favorite wrestler's Nikki. Yeah, you're gonna start something.
I can't wait. I can't wait until something happens and we do hit those magic numbers someday. And you're just like, people are going through our older stuff and we're like, I never knew Matt was such a Nikki. It's gonna be great.
If it's possible, people think less of me. We didn't think much of him to begin with, but God, now really, we don't think anything of him.
This match was a match. It was the best I've seen Nikki Bella look, but like I felt like all parties were disinterested, and it seemed very woof.
This didn't do anything to help.
Bad, just
it didn't do anything to help Stephanie's title run at all, in my opinion. It doesn't elevate Stephanie. It didn't. It was just a match. It was just, okay, check the block. Nikki's done. Excuse me. Now let's see what she does against some better opponents and see how that goes. Because,
I think it's important.
Nikki
to keep
was
in
throwing,
mind, right?
Steph was kind of throwing some oomph behind her, devil's kisses and other stuff towards the end. So I think there was a little bit of frustration on Stephanie's part, maybe on both, but I'm glad it went as long as it did, not any longer. It was fine. Stephanie went over. Like, move on to the next opponent.
But I think it's important to keep in mind, and we talk about this with like Becky Lynch a lot, right? Like, if you're building a champion, you have to build the champion fully. So her taking a legend, and using them or being able to do a match with them is kind of one of those check the block things that I think every champion should be able to do, right?
Sure.
Like, so I think there's that, but like in terms of substance, it didn't do anything for me. So I'm glad she won. The right person won, but meh. And I told you that a while ago, which is we saw it with Cena too, right? Like there's a buildup. There's that getting the ring rust off, getting used to being in the ring all the time, and that fluidity comes back and everything else. So like she's just in the early parts of it, Cena's on the tail end of it. It's fine, but like, yeah. So,
but I don't think we need to we don't need to belabor Steph and Nikki any longer than we have. Let's get on to the men's war game match, which I thought was really good. I liked it.
I did too. And I liked it a lot, and gonna go after the IWC on this one because they kind of ticked me off because, all right, it ends with mystery person climbing the cage, coming in, doing a stomp on CM Punk, and then scurrying out, and Bron Breaker gets the pin. Okay? That ending disgusted everybody so much that they were crapping all over the match, and I'm like, what more did you want? Like, let's be real and go through the match. So we start off, we get what? We get CM Punk, and we
Braun.
Got
Bron right from the get-go.
Right? And as soon as I saw Bron come out as the first one, I was like, this is the Bron Breaker showcase, right?
Yep, you texted me. As soon as he came out, you texted me like, yep, This is Bron's coming out party. Yep.
Yep. And as soon as he did that, especially because he came out against Punk, right? Like you gave him, you're like, okay, kid, go.
Yep.
And so we go through all this. The next one out is Drew, right?
Yep. Drew was out next.
And
then Cody came
Cody.
out. So that was an interesting setup to have your two world champions out
your
first.
two champs come out.
So I love the
All
idea
right,
of Bron out first because he's young. But I told you, I said, it really wasn't good strategy to have 46 or 47-year-old CM Punk come out first. Actually, that whole team, I don't think there's anybody under 40 on that team, which I would have liked.
Geriatric, dude.
Yeah, I know. I really wish Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. God, I was hoping for Corey Graves Saturday night, but Wade Barrett. I would have liked to have seen him mention about the youth on the Vision side against the experience and I guess the age difference on the team. I think they could have played that into part of the match.
Not really, though. Not really, because
it would have been been a good
mix.
talk. Yeah. Well, then of course on the Vision team you also had, almost 40-year-old Drew McIntyre and almost 50-year-old Brock Lesnar. So it kind of evened out, but you did have some youth on the Vision team. But yeah,
well, they kind of did that with the women's teams too, right? Like Lash Legends young.
Yep.
So like you had that young and inject into there, but like but no. So okay, so now we're up to the point where it's Drew McIntyre's in there, Punk's in there, Cody's in there, and Bron Breaker's in there. And like Drew just starts doing sadistic crap.
Yep.
Like Drew is doing my favorite thing for any cage match, which is using the cage as a weapon. And not just any kind of weapon, like rubbing their face into it, like getting them really hard, like throwing them into it. We've all jumped into a fence in our lifetime. It's not a big deal. But man, when he's rubbing it and that close up of what Drew like digging his nails into freaking Punk's forehead, I was like, nice. Yep. I applaud this. I approve.
Yeah. And kudos,
I still to this minute.
Yep.
I still to this minute don't know when Cody got busted open.
I think it was over the eye. I think they're working on the wound that Drew opened up a couple weeks ago. But I mean, I was glad we got a little bit of the juice. I thought there could have been a little bit more, but I guess some is better than none, so we'll roll with that. But I also liked that in this show, both War Games matches, they used the weapons, but it wasn't overloaded like it has in years past, where you can hardly work because there's so much debris and weaponry in the ring. You can't really work. Like they had just the right amount where they could do their weapon spots, but yet still work. So I thought that part was pretty good.
So then we get, all right. So now we got those four. Then we get Jimmy, and we get
I think
Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul came out first, and that was right after Logan came out was when Bron about got his neck broke.
That was a rough landing. I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, then they didn't show him for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like, oh.
He was actually getting checked out.
Yeah. I figured that, but
he was actually getting checked out. Like, it was rough. And then, all right, so we get them. Then we get Bronson Reed comes out, and Jey Uso comes out. Dude, Jey Uso almost died in this match like 4 effing times once Brock Lesnar comes out, and like Roman Reigns, like wait, he got suplexed like 2 or 3 times where I was like, oh my God, they killed the very first one that Jey took. He hit his head on the freaking table that was set up in the corner. I was like, oh my God, Jay's dead. Like it was crazy. Like, man, I don't know. Like the face team, the problem with the face team, and it actually adds to the storyline. Heyman assembled a team of monsters.
Yeah.
Right?
I was
like
thinking
he
the
really
same
did
word.
a great job because like he had somebody for everything that needed to be done. Like Heyman's team was put together right. Whereas they just it's like, you know what it is? It's a difference between a team that builds through the draft and a team that only builds through free agency, right? So the heel team was like a combination of, we got some of the young guys in the draft and we got like these vets to bring them along kind of deal. And then you had team free agency on the other side, which was all the names you know, but to your point, are all old, right? So, like, you know, you got Cody, you got CM Punk, name. You got the Usos as a combo, name. Jay as a name in and of himself,
Yeah.
and obviously Roman Reigns. And you're like, wow, how can we look at all the star power over here? And it was just, you know, but to go back to the original point of why I broke down as everybody came in, everybody got their stuff, and it was logical. So what more do you want? Like, you're not going to get a high flying event out of any of them. Maybe Logan Paul. But I don't think anybody's in a spot to match
Logan
him,
Paul-
so you're not going to have him do that.
And he was the smallest guy on his team, and he's still almost as big as Roman, who was probably the biggest, I'm talking size-wise, guys on the face team. Like, if you looked at the face and heel team, it's like, well, they should have got squashed, because look at the size, just the size alone on the heel side with Bronson Reed and Brock, and I mean, and Roman, I think Roman's cut down on the heavy lift, and he's trimmed down a little bit. It's probably the lightest I've seen him in a long time, probably since like early Shield days, because then he bulked up, but he looked like he lost about 15 pounds, not in a bad way. I think he's just
He just lost like muscle mass,
yeah,
which is hard to maintain.
yeah, it is.
He's
So,
still in shape. He's just not in shape.
yeah.
It's kind of like Randy Orton is always in shape, but there are times like when he came back from his injury and we're like, how the fuck did he get muscles on his ass? Ooh, I said a
Yeah.
naughty word.
That's-
Anyways,
that's okay. That's all right.
that's why
We'll
we
keep,
explicit.
we will keep it for prosperity and for, you know, it's okay.
But no, like when Randy Orton came back from his injury and you're like, dude got muscles on his ass. Like, how did he do that? Like,
not that
you know,
not that we're checking out Randy's ass, but yeah, like just Randy came back.
it was
he was
so
immense.
noticeable.
Yeah, he was like 45, 50 pounds of muscle he put on. Like he was a 240 pounder. Now he's at 290. Like holy crap! When I saw him, I was like, what the hell's he been eating?
Yeah.
He got into Hulk Hogan's. He got into Hulk Hogan's vitamins. That's what he did. Back in the warehouse,
Well,
they had
he
a whole
was a-
bunch of the Hulkamaniac starter pack vitamin set. Back when they were starting up the UBF, when Vince started the World Bodybuilding, it was all the leftover, you know, enhancement stuff from 1980. Whatever.
I ain't going there.
90, whatever.
I just you know what I attribute it to? He was out with what, a neck injury, right? It was a neck injury. So like I attribute it to this. He couldn't do upper body work, so every day was leg day. Like every effing day. He's just out there on the machines all day, all night, like just hitting all the machines for the legs.
His legs,
You know?
yeah, he's immense. We're like, I guess he took Brock's leg days in the gym from him, because Brock's like got little spindly legs all of a sudden. He's getting old man legs.
Yeah,
Brock
he
is.
does.
I will not say that.
does.
I wouldn't say that to his face, though. But I'll say it here on the internet where anybody can find it, but I won't say it to his face.
No. But no, I mean, all in all, this match was good. The
It was
right
fun.
people went over. The heels should have went over. It was fun.
Yep.
And like the beauty of this, and this is where the IWC makes me laugh, right? And I was texting you this. They're like, this is crap. This is a horrible ending. Worst PLE of the year. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I hate that. I hated that ending. And like in the very next breath, they're like, who is the mystery man? I'm like, then you got suckered. You got played. Sorry. Like if you're out there on one hand bitching about the ending, but on the other hand trying to figure out who the guy is, you got played.
Yeah.
You're sucked in. They got you.
And it was
Because
great. It was
we're all
great they
wondering.
didn't unmask. It's great. It's great they didn't unmask him that night. And it's even better they didn't unmask him Monday night, because everybody thought that they were going
Don't
to
get
say,
ahead of me on that. don't get ahead of me on that because I want to talk about that on Raw because that's
Yes.
where we really get into the nitty gritty about the mystery dude because like general consensus out there in the ether is it's Austin Theory, which makes a lot of sense.
But like
But
even the
we'll get into it.
even the post show after Survivor Series when Paul Heyman did great work as usual in the post show. But like every time they
That's why
ask
I
him,
don't
like,
want to get into it.
is Logan Paul like a full-time member of the Vision? I don't know who the master, the hoodie guy was or whatever.
It was a master effing class, but we'll talk about it when we get because we're about to go into Raw. I mean, do you got anything else for Survivor Series? It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but I
don't feel like I wasted my night.
No, I was texting you and Mikey, which is it really feels like it's one of two things with Survivor Series now. One, it's a transition show to get you the soft start to WrestleMania season, or it's the intermission. It's one of the two things. It's either your soft start or it's the intermission, right? Because look at what happened when we got into Raw without going into detail, but we had Survivor Series and we had all the star power and everything else. Actually, I lied. I want to keep talking Survivor Series because I got two gripes. Writer gripes. No, it's just like your soft start, right?
Like, it is just soft start, but you're getting all your key players into place, kind of like your all-stars. So it's kind of like you got 20 people in the cage.
Because like we all know January is like the start of WrestleMania season. Mm-hmm. Not even Royal Rumble. It's just January hits. We're like, okay, Road to WrestleMania is here. Whereas, like, this felt like a soft start. Like, they laid a lot of foundational work, which is what I have a problem with right now. And you and I talked about this a lot because, first off, WWE, stop being effing lazy in your writing. Like, lately, it feels like, during the Bloodline era and some other storylines, they were writing, like, in, like, ink and quill calligraphy, you know what I mean? Like, then Roman Reigns, dip, turns on Sami Zayn, dip. You know what I mean? Like, they were writing all this beautifully eloquent stories, and then now we get them in like crayon, and it's ridiculous. So, here's my gripe. Okay, rumor on the street. Take it from what it's worth. This is internet rumors from like Metzler and everybody else. Rumor on the street is WrestleMania is going to be CM Punk and Bron Breaker and Roman Reigns and Cody. So let's talk about the very ending of this PLE. At the end, in the aftermath, right? So obviously Bron Breaker is the one that pins CM Punk. Whatevs. We're going to set that one aside for a minute because I'll talk about that one more on Raw, but it still bothers me. Roman gives, kind of the, fist bump, oh, we're all cool to Punk, and tells Cody, I'm never teaming with you again. So everybody automatically goes, we're getting Cody Roman 3. And then the rumors come out the very next day or day and a half that we're getting Cody Roman 3 right now, subject to change, people get hurt, whatever. It is the laziest effing writing on the face of the planet to actually have Roman go, I am never teaming with you again because that's where we're going. What if Cody Roman is the way you are going, then he should have been pissed at Punk and up in Punk's face to make people go, maybe they're going Punk Roman.
Yeah.
But no, we went chalk. We went easy. We wrote it in crayon. Guess what, boys and girls? Like, you saw Roman was pissed at Cody, so Roman's going after Cody.
But didn't Punk eat
it's so lazy.
Punk ate the pin, so why would Roman be mad at Cody? And like that bout to me made no sense why he'd be mad at Cody.
First off, Roman was checked out in that whole thing by character, right? Like he was just there to be there. And I swear to God, if I see another Superman punch in the next month and a half, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm so sick of them. Like I have seen so many Superman punches in the build up to this, it's ridiculous. I get it, it's in his move set, but it is the lamest of lame like power moves, and it's just like a one off, a two off is okay, but like when we're up to like 5-10 in a match, it's just like make it stop, make it stop, change it up. And the bad part is that like Jay has similar move set minus the Superman punch, so it's like I see this shit every week.
Yep. Well, we're about to talk about it, but I'm gonna give you my opinion on Jey Uso here in a few minutes. But
I know we'll get into him, but like I just have to vilify writing. I was pissed at writing last week for especially in the last time is now tournament for basically going chalk all the way through. But like honestly, like they don't do nuance anymore.
no,
Like,
we didn't have any. There was no teases. There was no heel turn tease, no face turn tease. The whole the whole show, there was like nothing that led up. Well, Liv Morgan teased.
There's no ambiguity.
No,
Like so let's we can get into Raw because it's just going to keep on feeding this. But we'll go in order so we don't get ahead of ourselves. So give us time to mellow out, Matt. We need to mellow out because anytime I talk about the writers and their craptastic story writing, All right, so show kicks off. We get Alexa Charlotte. We get Alexa Charlotte, Rhea, EO, and credit to everybody and credit to WWE. What they have done with the women's tag team division has made it feel really effing important.
Yep. They really did a lot of work last night to do that.
Yep. I mean, you have Rhea EO, big. You have, obviously, Alexa Charlotte, big. You have now Bailey and Lyra, big. Yep. You already had the Kabuki Warriors, big. That's a lot of talent chasing those belts. Those belts right now for the women's tag division feel huge.
Yep. And you got Roxanne and Raquel too.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. It just feels big, Good. As talented as Raquel and Roxanne are though, like the rest have your Asuka, Charlotte's, Bailey's, like your big ones, right?
Yeah.
Like people that are like world champions. And they're all chasing these tag belts. So it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah.
Like, Roxanne,
you
Raquel,
could probably add
up and comers.
Yep, Nia and Lash
up and comer.
Yep. Then you have Nia Jackson and Lash Legend probably going to be a team at some point. I would be surprised if they didn't.
I wouldn't do that in a million years. Nope, because I think what you're going to get is you're going to get Lash Legend slowly whittling her way up to Jade. And I wouldn't tag her. I wouldn't put her with not Nia at all. It just because.
Well, it seems like they're going that way because they're always together. But maybe they just did that for Nia.
Yeah, to bring her in. That was like
to bring her in.
This lends itself to Survivor Series' intermission, right? Like we threw everything on pause, took a break.
Yep.
Went out, grabbed a smoke and a Chardonnay, and then came back, and now we're back to the real world, right? So we'll see how it plays out. We still got to wait for a Smackdown to really kind of know where that's going. I wouldn't do it. I mean, in fairness to Nia Jax, she does have a domineering personality as a character. Like she is not submissive at all. So like when she's there, just in her presence alone and the way she talks, you kind of go like, okay, she's point, right? Like whether or not you like what's coming out of her mouth, she does present herself in that way. So I don't see Lash Legend playing second fiddle there. So that's why I said I wouldn't have them together. I think Lash Legend just needs to like get out and do her own thing. She's officially on SmackDown, and it's going to end up being her and Jade. So, and eventually, Bianca Belair is going to work her way back too. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
So
Fatten up.
let's get it. But yeah, so like I said, the women's tag division is nice and healthy right now, and it's impressive and a lot of talent. And we'll talk about it later. Like, you even get good matches out of it. All right, Matt. After that, last time is now tournament semifinals. And in this match is LA Knight and Jey Uso.
No yeet.
And this was no yeet. This was the worst I have seen Jey Uso in a long time.
He's been the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's been making a lot of botches. I don't know if that's intentional or if but he's been like dropping people, missing moves, like looking bad, like almost to the point like, I mean, is this something wrong with him? Like, does he have an injury? Is there something else going on? Or is this just part of his character where he's going to go through a confidence crisis? Like you said after this match, like, oh, are we getting
Bum-ass Jey.
I
want me bum-ass Jey.
So is all the botches and the mistakes in the match and his timing being off, is that all part of the storyline? Or is there something going on where Jay's just like, I don't know. But, I mean, he's made some pretty big slip-ups in the matches the last couple weeks or so.
Do you have a theory that he got a concussion on Saturday? That table spot that we were talking about. I think he got a concussion. But I could be wrong. But anyways, he was no eating this. He gave probably the worst spear of spears on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not, and I'm not going to say that LA Knight was clean in this match either. He went for his little hop up on the ropes move and he kind of got twisted in the ropes. So like he screwed up too. But a lot of his other stuff in that match that kind of looked meh was more on Jay than him. And it just kind of, I don't know. Jay just seemed like mega off and like we got through it. But yeah, the right guy won, so we'll move on.
Like
that was later on, but
yeah, he was like,
he and then later on in the interview, he
he started playing like, remember when Christian used to throw his temper tantrum after his matches all the time? I wonder if they're rehashing that whole bit up.
If it was me and I wrote that for him, I wouldn't have had him do it ringside because it took him too long to get ramped up to start trashing things. So it kind of felt hollow.
No, he should have thrown up the backstage area after he got through Gorilla.
He should have back to the locker. What he really should have done was gone up the ramp, pissed off, couple of turns back to the ring to just shake his head, right? Like, man, I can't, man, what the, kind of doing that crap. It gets to the back. We move on. We don't talk about Jay. And then we do a backstage segment where like all you do and see is shit getting thrown out of a locker room, stuff getting broken, like just have them tearing up a town. And then
you could have even broken it up. Yeah, you could have even cut into it and said, hey, Tessitore or Barrett could have said, hey, we got to cut to the back. We're getting reports that there's some activity in the back. And then Jay's just destroyed like the whole backstage area of the locker room.
Yeah.
Jay's just throwing a fit.
You could have done that. It would have been more impactful.
Yeah.
I just felt like
throwing prime bottles around
was hollow.
Yeah. I knew something was up when they kept showing Jay sitting in the corner. I'm like, okay, what are we going to get now?
Well, at first I was like, okay, he's dejected. He lost. I get it. Right. Okay, cool. But really what you should have done was have him just pissed, looking back, shaking his head, disbelief, all this other stuff. And then when he gets all the way back, that's when he loses his crap. But whatever.
Boy,
LA Knight went over.
It did not take long, and that was a good crowd. And that was a good crowd in Glendale last night. But as soon as he threw a temper tantrum, boy, all the yeets and cheers started going to booze awful quick. So we could see that it'd be easy to turn Jay heel. I just don't know if they want to pull the trigger on
What
that.
about the children?
Yeah. Well, that's what they thought. Well, look at John Cena. He made children cry on his retirement tour. And it was great.
Okay. So after that, we get the Liv Morgan, welcome back to Judgment Day, Ramble On Fest. Like, this derailed the show. Like, it started off hot. All right, Dom's out there talking crap. Great. But, like, you can't. Again, I get it's character work, right? But, like, you can't be like, I did it all myself. And then be like, I want to thank JD. I want to thank Finn. I want to thank Roxanne. It's like, which is it, bro? Which is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the greatest luchador of all time. And these are all my cronies that help me. Like, fine. You know, and like I said, it was a Liv, you know, it was Liv's back, and I am going to assert my dominance, and I'm going to make Judgment Day relevant again, was the bottom line up front. And like, it was.
But she kind of
We'll get
killed
into
the
it
segment.
later.
She kind of killed the heat. Like, she started rambling, the crowd
It
got
just
quiet. Like, it sucked.
On.
It sucked the energy out of the room, is what it did. And like, Dom getting the crowd worked out, and like, I even texted you. I'm like, man, Judgment Day's looking like a de facto face unit right now, because the fans were all behind it. And then Liv killed that. Like, once she started keep going and going, and I like Liv, but she killed any momentum that the Judgment Day had with the crowd that night. She kind of just like got the
Maybe
crowd.
that was meant to be.
I don't know, but I think she's still going to be a game changer, because I think you're going to see a new and improved Judgment Day, and I think she's going to be part of amping up the women's roster, and especially the tag team. Which I don't think she's going to wrestle. I think we're not going to see her in the ring for a while. I still think she's not ring ready, but as a mouthpiece, and it's kind of like the glue that'll hold the Judgment Day together, I think you can bring her back for now without her wrestling, and it'll just make, when she does her in-ring return, it'll make it even better. So I like what they're doing.
What did I say? Hey, what did I say Survivor Series was? A soft start. And guess what Liv is? A soft start. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But I want to move past this because that thing droned on. But after that, we get a tag team match between New Day and AJ Lee and Dragon Lee. And I only have one thing to talk about.
AJ Lee?
Did I say?
You pulled a test. You pulled a test. Yeah, I know. Like, you're right up there with Michael Cole and Joe Tessitore.
You know why? You know why I'm so distracted, Matt? Is because I saw the greatest ever, without a doubt, without question, Styles Clash I have ever seen in my life.
That was incredible.
If you have not seen this Styles Clash that ends this match, you need to go watch it. Like, I can't. It's so hard to describe. Bottom line up front. Like, Dragon Lee ricochets dude right into AJ's hands, and AJ's got him in perfect position for a Styles Clash. It was symphony. It was so good.
What was nice was it didn't take long for it to build up. You know, like some spots take forever, and it's like, oh, that spot took too long. I mean, that was like, what, 2 seconds? He went from the ropes to AJ dropping him. So, yeah, fantastic. Like,
but it wasn't, the beauty of it was, and this is the credit to New Day too, and how good they are, it was seamless. And they knew how to do it and do it right. Like, they did it so seamless. It wasn't an obvious, this is what I'm setting up for. It just felt organic, and it flowed, and that's why it's so effing good.
Yeah, it almost looked like it wasn't planned. It was done so well. It's like, here comes, you know, a Kofi flying through the air, and AJ's like, catch him, wrap him, you know, Styles Clash him. Yeah, right. That's how it looked. So it was awesome. That's going to be, I hope that's something that they throw in the highlight reel that'll be watched down the line, because that was cool.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And like, the match was good, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong, the match was great. It was just like, that's the only thing. You know how when you see something so good, it like blacks out all the rest? Like, that's what that was. That Styles Clash was that, because it was just like, I cannot believe how good that was. And like, I was like a little kid when they showed the replay. I was like, show it again. Like, it was good. It was so good.
Yeah, the wrestling last night, except for the opening match, was really good.
So after that, we get to see the Vision and Paul Heyman come out. So this is going to tie back into what we were talking about post show. So Heyman during post show, the entire time, you know, they started asking him straight up, "Who's the masked dude?" And Heyman's like, "I don't know." And then like a little backstory backstage, Adam Pearce has got one of his refs running around doing his own personal investigation, trying to figure out who the masked dude was. Like, you know, he's out there like Columbo, like, "All right, did you see the guy?" You know what I mean? Like taking notes and crap, I guess. Whatever. He's apparently Adam Pearce's ref and private investigator. Anyways, so that's all going on backstage, right? Because he doesn't trust Heyman. So Vision comes out. Now, post show, every time one of the panel would ask, "Hey, is Logan Paul actually part of the Vision?" Paul Heyman would twist it and go, "I don't know who was in the mask." So what that did was that intimated, along with Triple H's comment that mentioned like who's the mask guy, led you to believe that you were going to find out who the masked dude was on Raw. And turns out we find out that Logan Paul is officially part of the Vision.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice surprise. But all the IWC wants to talk about is, well, how come we didn't get the identity of the mask guy? Here's the thing: in wrestling, you don't give the fans everything they want, and what you do give them, you don't give them to it all at once. Make them wait. Like, man, some of these IWC guys, they must have been horrible at Christmas. They were probably like, their parents probably were ready to slap the shit out of them, like just driving them nuts. Like a little bit of patience, fans. Like, wait, it'll come around. Hopefully, if they do it right, it'll make it better that they made you wait for it rather than just throwing it out there 48 hours later.
Well, so we find out Bron Breaker is the #1 contender against Punk, which
and
again,
a great
lazy
promo guy.
effing writing.
Yeah, but still, it's
Who did he cut a promo?
The promo covers that up. Covers it. Bron needs to be #1 contender.
But he does. He deserves it. We've been saying it. We knew it was coming. The problem I have with it is, again, I don't need it written in crayon. I mean, Paul Heyman my guy pinned your guy. Therefore, my guy is #1 contender. Thank you for writing it in crayon for me. Is for Apple. Like, bro, just treat me like an adult.
Isn't it nice now that we have a match for a show that's in 6 weeks rather than like trying to do the 3-week rush? Like, they didn't say anything about Saturday night's main event. They pushed it to the anniversary Raw on Netflix show January 5th, which I thought was really good. Now it's something to look forward to throughout the holidays. Like, you're going to start off the new year.
I don't know if it was you and me talking about this or you, me, and Mikey talking about this, which is the nice part about this right now is rumor or what they announced or Triple H had said was John Cena wanted his Saturday night's main event to be about the younger stars.
Yep.
Which
you and
is
I were
great.
talking.
Which means some of these more established stars don't have crap to do until the Netflix anniversary show. So that's great.
Yep.
Now we got time to build with a caveat. The holidays are coming. So we'll see how it builds. Because we're probably going to get a little bit of a meh. And to your point, I'm going to forewarn you now, December is usually promo heavy season.
Yeah. It is.
Because of that. You're not going to get meaningful matches. You're going to get a lot of promos and a lot of setup. So, anyways, yeah, Bron Breaker's promo, amazing.
Yep, I had some big Papa Pump vibes on it. That's what I said. You get big Papa Pump vibes, but then you brought up a good thing that Bron's a little more articulate, not to knock Scott Steiner, but yeah, he's a little bit more refined in like his vocabulary, I'll say, than Scott. But Scott was great when he did Pop a Pup. It would just say like the most random, crazy stuff and threaten to kill people, like literally, like Ric Flair. I thought that stuff was great. But that was so good because like normally we just see like the Bron that just snaps off and like he gave like an intelligent, like well thought out, straight to the point. Didn't care if he hurt some feelings. Promo like he like verbally assaulted CM Punk in a really good way. So loved it. Thought it was great.
No, he did because like
Which shows that he can
even
carry
brought
the
up
world title because he can talk too. He's not just going to be a guy standing there holding the belt like when Brock Lesnar did it and Paul did all the talking. Paul will do most of the talking, but when Braun wants to talk, he's going to say good stuff. So that was a nice little taste
when
to see.
he
Like
dropped the line that the way to go, come along, kid, or whatever, blah blah blah. Like when from that point on, I was like, you got me hook, line, and sinker, big guy. Like, do it. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Matt. I hope he goes over.
I do too.
I
do.
really think it's a much better. I think the Vision gets so much more credibility if Bron Breaker goes over. It's not going to hurt Punk. Punk can chase during the off season, which makes that Mania thing. Because if you have Bron Breaker chasing, it's not compelling.
No,
you'll get there, but it's just dragging out the inevitable.
It's always better when the baby.
We're about to have a co-host. I got a co-host right here. The co-host has come on the show. She figured out how to open the door.
She's cool. Hi, Pumpkin.
Yep.
You want to cut a promo?
Oh yes, folks, you're gonna see my bulldog like love me out for the rest of the show. Apparently,
that's all right. Everybody should love dogs. But so yeah, that was excellent segment. Really good for what it did, and that didn't even go that long. The whole segment was like 7 or 8 minutes.
Short, sweet, and to the point, man.
Way shorter than that Judgment
Day. No, hell of a promo.
Yeah, intense.
And
like
Logan
in the
Paul
camera,
in the background. Logan Paul in the background going, "Damn!"
Like, yeah,
it was good.
He actually made sure he pulled the mic close so he could get it over the mic when he said "damn." So I don't know if that was planned or if just Logan Paul was like that impressed and just like, I mean, yeah, that was almost a Ron Simmons damn right there. That was an impressive spot. That was great promo. Like, I tell you what, when WWE does it right, they hit it out of the park. But they just right now their batting average hasn't been what it should be.
Well, you walk a very fine line because you have people that are naturally talented, and then you have people that are talented. And the real difference is, so Bron Breaker, naturally talented in everything that he does. Others are talented, but scripted talented.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can write you a promo, you can convey that promo well, but you're not off the cuff. So you're good at what you do, but you're not able to embellish on what I give you. Like, I'll give you I'll give you the best example.
Jey Uso? Like Jey Uso?
Yeah. He's actually a really good example. So, but from my own experience, right?
Yep.
So, like, when we do this podcast and pretty much a lot of stuff I do, anytime I have to have a dialogue or a conversation or a briefing or anything like that, I don't need the word by word salad to have that done. I just need the highlights, right? Like, this is the topic I want to touch on. I already kind of quasi know. If I know there's something I really need to hit on, I'll get into it, right? And like that, not to say that I'm naturally talented, but for the purposes of this example, that's what it is, right? I gave you the 5 things you got to talk about, and you're able to just go and run with the ball. Other wrestlers who are good need it all written out for them, and they just memorize it 90%, and then they just regurgitate it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell who's who in the zoo.
Yep.
Because some people just can't riff, not whiff, riff.
Yeah. Sometimes when they try to riff, though, they do whiff.
Yes. So
anyway,
all right, we're gonna keep moving along because we're like, anyways,
and I'm getting colder by the minute.
I know. I got to get you out of the cold, brother. All right. So after that, we get Gunther and Solo Sikoa, which was a great match. It was a
it was
lot
a
of fun.
slobber knocker. There we go. We're going to quote JR. That was a slobber knocker.
Meaty men slapping meat, bruh.
That was a really fun match. That was way better
It
than I
was.
thought it would be. Like, it was like there's good stuff between those two. And I don't want Gunther to be a face, but he kind of fit into that face reaction. Like, the fans were behind him. He didn't really play up to it. Yeah, that's a one-off. But
No, he didn't play up to it, but it was a one-off because you had to root for somebody. And
yeah,
I think Solo is so, and like, again, this is the crayon writing, right? At no point should they have mentioned anything to deal with the Wyatts during that match. And he did. And it's just like, Solo's going to lose. He's got other shit to do. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like tipping your hat. It's like giving away the play. Like, when Tony Romo first started announcing, he was telling everybody what the next play was. Like, it's ridiculous because it's like, don't talk about it. We'll worry about that on SmackDown. But you had to open your effing trap, so it automatically puts in my head, he has to lose so he can go screw with the Wyatts. It didn't need that.
no,
Because up until that point, I wasn't even thinking about that.
No, I was enjoying the match.
But when you brought it up, now it's like, he's got other crap to do now. You know what I mean? It's just like,
hey, what'd you think of the spot at the end where the ref was distracted because he was throwing out Talatonga? And Gunther does the Cena kicking the balls thing, which is now starting to get overused a lot. But what made it cool is he just kind of like, he looked at the ref didn't see him. He just kind of like gave a shrug and then kicked Solo square in the balls. So like, I like the spot. I think the kick in the ball spot is, let it go away after Cena goes away, like, because now everybody's using it. But nice, not again. That's a nod to Cena.
keep in mind what I'm telling you, though. What did I say earlier? There's all these little Easter eggs, these homages to him, and like we are seeing them over and over again. Now, conversely, Gunther's a heel. Solo's a heel. Solo did a lot of heel stuff during that match. Gunther was kind of keeping it clean and straight. So the fact that with the ref's back turned, that Gunther was like, yeah, that's right, I'm a heel. Boink. And he takes it. Like, perfect.
Plus the fact that
perfectly
Tala was interfering, because Gunther's not a big cheater. He just beats the crap out of you. He's not a really big cheater. Like, he doesn't pull tights. He doesn't hold on to the ropes. That doesn't do a lot of that stuff. But what was nice, he's like, man, they tried screwing with me by, breaking the rules. He's like, fair game. So
yeah, I liked that he worked on Solo's hand. I liked a lot of that psychology in there. There was a lot of really good stuff.
Oh, the chops were brutal.
It was well done.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
On the flip side, I would have liked to seen, like at the very beginning, since Solo brought his crony out, his Diesel, if you will. He brought Diesel out with him to freaking I would have liked to seen Gunther just be like, you want to not be a bitch? Send your boy to the back. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been great for Gunther, and it's in character. Like, I'm not even talking about respect the ring. Just be like, don't be a bitch. Let's go. Send your boy in the back. You don't need him. You got me, right? Like, just talk some shit and get him to send his dude away. It would have been great, but
it would have been. Before we get to the main event, so now we have Gunther and LA Knight in the finals Friday night. I really, and like I said, I love Gunther, but he doesn't need this match against Cena. I think this is LA Knight's tournament to win and to win Cena, because then it'll put him right in the world title picture or in that category. Plus, Knight, we've talked about it over the weekend, that Knight is a much better fit for John Cena's last match, style-wise. I like Gunther, but do we want to see Gunther like chop Cena 50 times in his last match, and is Cena with his
with
his pasty white body all mocked up? No.
I just, and that's the problem, right? Like, this is a stylistic problem. This isn't a stylistic problem. This isn't a like good guy, bad guy, this guy, that guy. Like, it's a stylistic, what do I want to see in John Cena's last match? Like, no offense to Gunther, his matches are pretty bland, right? Like, and that's his style, and that's fine. Like, it worked against Solo. It was actually intriguing and fun to watch in that. But do I want to watch John Cena get chopped down and see him all red and crap? And, and if Cena's supposed to lose that match, like, okay, but that's not what I want to see on the way out the door.
Cena can lose tonight, and there'll still be a happy moment at the end, like when he loses to LA Knight, because I really think Cena needs to lose this last match just because it's the passing the torch. Like, everybody always loses their last match, or is supposed to. So, like, he loses it tonight, and at the end, like, he gives Knight his kudos. Knight gives Cena his kudos. We move on. I don't think with Gunther, you won't get that happy after-match moment. So, but Gunther being in the finals.
Does Goldberg interrupt John Cena? Hey, does Goldberg interrupt John Cena and start finishing his retirement speech?
No.
That'd be awesome.
Goldberg's still too upset at Asuka for having a longer undefeated streak than he did. Yeah, he's still like all pouty face about that. Because,
he's got
big tough.
132 in a row. Now he's 156. It's only been a week. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Big tough guy with a fragile ego. That's Goldberg's problem.
I almost said something that would probably get us canceled, so I'll shut up.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I want to see Knight. I think Knight's a better matchup for Cena. I think you get a little bit better of a match. I think Gunther could carry a match, but again, it's more so like Gunther's moveset is just not what I want to see in Cena's last.
It's chops and slams and suplexes and power bombs where LA Knight can kind of do all the stuff Cena does. Like, he'll just match up better. Like, he'll do the top rope stuff, but like Gunther's just he's grounded pound. Like if anything, give me Gunther and Brock Lesnar and down the line rather than Gunther and Cena. And so that, if you want to really like put Gunther against a legend, put him against Brock Lesnar and let LA Knight get his time to shine against Cena in Cena's last match, which should propel Knight into a major title picture, whether it be on Raw or SmackDown. So, yeah, we'll see.
See, but I don't know if they want that. That's the problem, though. I don't know if they want Cena in the title picture.
I mean Knight.
Knight.
It's
because
getting kind of clogged up there, isn't it? Like, it's a traffic jam. Unless
Cody
you put him on
Roman
SmackDown.
3.
Yep.
Hey, we've already written it, right? Cody Roman 3 on in Punk. Jay is already checked out because he threw his temper tantrum, and now he's bum-ass Jay. I want him to come out as bum-ass Jay so much, like, play his music, just be like, who says? He's just like,
yeah,
like half-ass eating, like, he's not even into it, he's just
pushing kids out of the way like Heyman did after Survivor Series. Did you see Heyman push the kid out of his way?
Like, he was in character and it was security's fault. Yeah, I just think it would be great. Like, he's all half-assed about it.
I think the kid was a plant anyway.
It would be so great.
Maybe it was
It'd be so great. It'd be so great. Like, half-ass eating. Like, even when he does it in the match, like, he's like kind of got a guy down and he's just like, oh, I'm going to go do my thing.
You know what? One thing I hated about the men's War Game match, they're in the War Games match and they have a pause and they run back the Jey Uso theme. I thought that was moronic. I was going to say the R word, but I'm going to say moronic. It made no sense. I mean, I guess it gave the fans another chance, but like, you're in a cage match. Like, you're supposed to be a heated rivalry, but like, oh, let's stop and eat and play our music. Like, it was just, it was stupid.
It was pointless. Like, if you wanted to do that, you should have had him come out first.
Yeah.
And you should have had him do that. Like, all that time that Punk, because I'll be honest, Punk didn't really know what to do with himself for the long intro, right? He's just kind of like, I'm CM Punk. I have a belt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was just like, check me out. I'm CM Punk. Cult of personality. Woo! And like, whereas like you could have done Jay as the first one out the chute. You could have done all the stuff on the top of the cage. It would have made sense because he had energy. It was exciting to see him up there. But I'm like, bro, you're in the middle of a War Games match. Like, you guys are beating the crap out of each other, and you're just like headbanging and swinging, and I'm like,
Not
I don't
helping
know,
any of your
dude.
teammates. Yeah. Anyway, it just
No, you should have
popped
been
in
beating
this.
the crap out of the heels.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Sorry, I had to get it out because it was going to be a fleeting thought if I didn't get it out. So, but anyway, main event time last night.
So wait. So we have yeet, we have no yeet, and we have the yeet, meat, the meat. We got the meat. So you got yeet, meat, or yeet, no meat, yeet, no yeet, and then meat. Meat.
All right, now get the
Well,
knots out of your tongue.
Does the meat. All right. So yeah, so main event time, we get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. First off, there has been a lot of heel on heel, face on face action the last couple of weeks. Loving it. Like it,
Yep, me
like,
too.
and it's logical, so I really like it. Like, it's not just like, again, I talk about this all the time, right? Like, there were times like in the Vince era where I thought he just had a giant board with everybody's name on it and he just put on a blindfold and throw darts at the wall. Yeah, we need a tag. Hold on. I got 4 darts right here. Bleh. Bleh. And he would just start throwing them at the wall and whatever it hit. You know what I mean? Like, these actually made sense, right? Like, Rhea and Neo were like, hey, we want to go for the tag titles. And Charlotte and Alexa are like, well, we deserve to go for them. So let's talk about it in the ring, you know.
So the setup for a triple
And the match
threat.
was good.
It's going to be a triple threat.
Are they?
That's what
Are they?
think. I don't know.
Are they?
It's looking that way.
Sure?
I'm not sure. I'm just making
I thought that, and then Bailey and whatchamacallit came out. Lyra Valkyria. That's 4 teams.
Yeah, true. I don't know how you do that. I don't like it getting too convoluted.
That's why I said I don't think you do that. I think you just have a couple of weeks of them kicking the crap out of each other to establish a number 1 contender.
Charlotte and Rhea did good stuff, like teasing like the bumps where they bump into each other, and like Charlotte said she was sorry when she bumped Rhea. Rhea didn't apologize for hers. No, it was. I thought
there's no love lost between them.
And I knew from the get-go Kabuki Warriors were going to screw it up and it was going to be a no contest anyway. I mean,
well, who do you put over?
That's right. That's why you have the Kabuki Warriors come out. I don't know, because you don't want to kill anybody's momentum right now. You want to keep both teams fresh.
No,
so it was the right call.
The women have it right. So you know how I always gripe about Cody and the Mutual Admiration Society thing? Like, it really bothers me. But the women do it right, where like you do see the cliques with like Io and Alexa and all them. They all kind of grew, but like Rhea and Charlotte like kind of bang heads, and it's like we all respect each other. We're all kind of cool, but I know you two don't like each other. You know what I mean? It's really done well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like it's like almost with the rest with Alexa and with Io that it's kind of okay that Charlotte and Rhea had like this little thing going on. It's not going to affect like everybody else's relationship. It's just, hey, Rhea and Charlotte got stuff to work out, and that's part of the story. So I thought it was well done. The action in that main event was awesome. Other than the first match, and I'm not dinging LA Knight, but the last 3 matches were quality on that show, especially the last 2.
Like I said, it's the holiday season, so we got to take all this with like a mega grain of salt, right? Like, let's all be a little patient and take things with a grain of salt, because time off, holidays, it really kind of drives it. So I'm telling you, it's going to be promo heavy. It's not going to be like what we're going to get in the new year. So you just kind of woosah, take it in and enjoy the ride right now.
Yep.
So
And we get
they
a lot
didn't
of
take a lot of risk either.
No, it wasn't crazy like it was in years past. It was kind of, it was paint
I
by the
wonder if
numbers,
last
but
year
yet it was
scared him
good.
off.
Well, yeah, Bronson Reed broke both his ankles or one of his ankles, or yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
So
Yeah,
I wonder
nobody
if last
jumped.
year scared him off.
I think so. And I
Not
think
in the
too, because
men's.
they have, well, that they got so many injuries right now on the roster. I think that was another reason why. Like
Yeah.
we can't afford to lose.
That's
too
a
many
fair
more.
point. And like you had all that star power in that one match. You couldn't afford to lose that. Like if you would have lost one or two in that match, like you could afford to lose like a Brock Lesnar, right? Like not really, no harm, no foul. Honestly, you could stand to lose Roman Reigns. You know, he's around so infrequently, you could have just played it off.
Yeah, but I think
But you
he's
can't
around
lose
more
Cody,
now.
you
He's
can't
been
lose
around more
Punk.
now than he's been, though. I think Roman's going to
He
be a little more.
has. I'm not bashing him for his attendance of late. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
historically,
you
he's
could
been.
afford to absorb that loss
Yeah,
of Roman Reigns. Like when Roman wasn't around and he was filming.
Yep.
All right.
yeah,
Life carried on.
but you can't
Life
lose your
found a
vision,
way.
guys. You can't lose
That's
Drew.
dark.
You can't lose Drew, and you can't lose your vision, guys, and then you can't lose your 2 world champions plus your Usos. So they and then also the women. You really can't afford any injuries with the women now that they're building up the tag team division, and you know eventually Rhea's going to get her shot at the world title again because it looks like she's on her way to that path. Because I'm sorry, she gets a pop like nobody else
No
in that
time
women's
soon.
division. Well, no,
I
not
noticed it was actually kind of funny. Who came out before her in the War Games match?
Who came out before Rhea in the War Games match? I can get you that information.
Yeah, who came out before Rhea?
So,
AJ Lee.
AJ Lee, yeah. No, Nia Jax came out
She
before
got a
Rhea.
pop.
Right, AJ Lee was the face that came out,
the
then
face
Nia,
side.
then Rhea. On the face side, it was AJ.
AJ Lee comes out. AJ Lee gets a pop. Rhea came out, got almost twice the pop when Rhea came out. Then AJ Lee. So like
same with last night.
take it
She
with
got
a
the
grain
biggest pop. When she came out, that place went.
she did.
And it was a great crowd last night in Arizona. That was a super good crowd. They were in everything.
It was a good crowd.
Yeah, but so
Matt,
I
have
SmackDown was good.
For you.
2 pressing questions. Okay.
Most important questions for this time of year. Number one, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie?
No, it's just a movie that takes place. I don't know, because it takes place kind of around Christmas, but it's not. I don't know.
So
I
why
guess
is Die Hard a movie?
I don't know, because it's always been a Christmas movie. I don't know. I never really delved into the thought behind it. I just kind of accepted that as a Christmas movie, just like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a Thanksgiving tradition movie.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
So first off, Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. In my house, it kicks off every time at Christmas time. I actually sit down and watch all 4. I wanted to ask that question because it was a debate that popped up elsewhere, and I hopped in on it because I firmly believe so. I totally wanted to derail the show because it is the holiday season and I'm having fun with it. And I'm going to fill that 5th match time that we didn't get on Saturday with this nonsense. But I will forever contend that Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. There is a fight that takes place in a tree farm. The very end fight takes part in Murtaugh's house, which is decorated for Christmas, has a Christmas movie playing on, and the note is hanging on the tree telling the bad guys that they weren't there. I think it starts off with Jingle Bell Rock at some point. You know, so like there's Christmas all over Lethal Weapon.
I never really sat down and gave deep constructive thought to it. So I mean,
so here's the big argument that people say that what makes Die Hard a Christmas movie. People say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it is about, him coming home to family. Like they're putting the family back together at Christmas time, right? Well, here's my argument to that. Does Riggs, who at the very end, like throughout the whole movie, he's all alone, suicidal, kind of It's a Wonderful Life or whatever one
Yeah.
is where he's gonna jump off the bridge or whatever, right?
Yep. That's that one with Jimmy Stewart. Yep. Jimmy Stewart.
So throughout the whole movie, Briggs is suicidal until the very end when he finds family, which is Murtaugh's family, but he finds family.
Then definitely had.
So therefore,
it's a Christmas movie.
it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. I just never sat and like thought about it.
Sorry, I had to bring it up. Don't worry, we're going to talk more. I didn't tell you this. We're going to talk Christmas movies at the end of every podcast until Christmas.
It's going to take a lot to remove Christmas Vacation as my favorite Christmas movie.
There's a couple that are up there though. Christmas
Elf is close, but
there's some
Christmas-
of those soft ones like Christmas with the Cranks. I love.
that was pretty good. Now my favorite Christmas special will always be the Charlie Brown Christmas because I grew up with it and I just always liked the Charlie. That was one I like when that came on. Like I never really missed.
There is one must watch. Well, there's multiple must watches, but the greatest Christmas Carol movie is A Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's a good
Period.
one.
End of
You
story.
talk about
No
you talk
debate.
about the original Muppet Christmas movie, yeah. Because I think they
the
did a
Muppet
second
Christmas, not the original. They had a Christmas special back in the day.
Yeah, I
No,
remember that.
The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's got the guy that played Alfred in the Batman movies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not good with names.
He was in Cocktail with Tom Cruise. Damn, can't think of his name now.
Tom Berenger?
Anyways, it's got him.
Was that Tom
no,
Berenger?
not Tom Berenger.
I forget. I don't know.
No,
People gonna be like,
Anyways.
boy, that Matt's really stupid. He can't remember anybody's name.
is it Kane?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah,
It was-
Michael
I
Caine.
can see his face.
British actor,
Michael
right?
Caine. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why I thought
Yes,
Tom
yes.
Berenger. See?
I saw the face. I could see the face, and I was just like, damn it. I'm horrible with names. So,
Me too.
but anyways, all right, Matt. Let's wrap it up. Tell the folks where they can find
Yeah,
us.
we got to save some Christmas stuff for next week too. All right, so you can find us
There's
on
plenty.
YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please like and subscribe. We did have some good dialogue on the social media this week. Some really good comments and crosstalk between people. So we like it. Again, thank you. Please like and subscribe and share. If you like our videos, it's going to kind of get bumped up so other people get access to it. Again, thank you for all your support. And with that, so long from, I'm not even going to say the Sunshine State because it's cold and cloudy and dreary. So long from Florida.
Hey, again, just like Matt said, like, subscribe, and share us with your friends. Let everybody know if you like what you're hearing. Again, if you like our content, make sure you check out our special edition with Mikey from BC Wrestling Pod. Sharing the pencil episode. If you're looking for other content, especially if you're into like AEW, NXT, NJ, PW, and all those other organizations, even the indie scene, go check out BC Wrestling Pod's community over there. They're doing great stuff over there, so I'll give them some love. But as always,
If
we
it's
all
got
love
letters-
y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us this long. It's been a blast. And keep in mind, Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie, so get out there and watch Lethal Weapon.
Now you're going to make me watch it in a whole different aspect now.
Yep. I just mind blown. Anyways, folks, have a good one. We'll talk to y'all next week. Hotel Internet Edition next week, so I apologize for whatever happens. Talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.